A lot of you may be wondering what I'm doing here. Instead of being at a big rally with thousands of people, so happens Adlai's one of my biggest contributors. That's why I decided to show up here. Now, unfortunately, Adlai was too cheap to rent a teleprompter. My advisors, that is me, advised me that I should stay on script. So that's why I decided to stay on script. Donald Trump doesn't need glasses. He's got huge eyes. Those eyes are huge. Now, thank you, Lion Adlai, for inviting me to your birthday party. Stand up, Adlai.
I'm more huge than him.
All right. You've all come here to celebrate this occasion with Adlai. Who am I kidding? You've all come here to see me. Sit down, Adlai. Woo!
USA! USA!
Now I'm your voice, Adlai, because every day is my birthday. Now I'm here to inform you, as I said, that Adlai's too cheap to hire a teleprompter. As I've always told Adlai, if he wanted to work for a non-profit, he could have worked for one of my casinos. Now one of my names for the birthday boy is Low Energy Adlai. I've never seen him shout or get excited. In my experience, you can't get anything done if you don't shout. How else would you intimidate your barber if he threatens to write a tell-all book about your hair? Now, many of you know that Adlai works for Bread for the World. I say, let them eat cake. Now, I said it first, but one of my great heroes was Marie Antoinette. Now, unlike John McCain, she was smart enough to get executed. That was John McCain's big mistake. He came out of Vietnam alive. Now, if he was killed in Vietnam, he would have been a real hero, and he might have won the election against Obama. Now, I just started a new organization that was inspired by Adlai. I call it Stale Bread for the World. Excuse me, make that Trump stale bread for the world. I buy week-old baked goods from all around the world and sell them as fresh. It was a tip I gave to the students at Trump University. It's not my fault they don't follow through on my suggestions. Now, Adlai, as you know, I just asked my friend Putin to track Hillary's email server, right? To hack, rather, emails, Hillary's email server. As your friend, I could ask Putin to hack your non-profit competitors like Save the Children, the ASPCA, whatever. Just think what you could do with their donor lists. But I wanted to donate to the ASPCA, but they hung up when I told them it was a dog-eat-dog world. I don't know why. Now, as Adlai knows, life is unfair. For example, my wife Melania was unfairly accused of plagiarism. Totally unfair, right? She was only caught stealing words. Now I happen to know that everything that Adlai has ever written was plagiarized. Every single word he wrote came out of the dictionary. You can look it up. Now, speaking of Melania, do you think it is easy to say no to her when she whines and pouts? Not to worry, though I'm very loyal. I'm trading her in for a new supermodel after the election. Confidentially, she almost OD'd on Botox. But on the flip side, you can bounce a quarter after all her cheeks. All four of them. I'm hoping with 6 months of rehab, she may be able to smile again. Now, some of you may know that Adlai worked for the World Wildlife Fund. I know a lot about wildlife. I've been married to a few wild women. Now, I've also taught my children to be very careful about wildlife. We only hire the best taxidermists. I've heard that Adlai worked for Greenpeace. Can you hold down a job, Adlai? That's one of the few areas in which Adlai and I disagree. I've suggested the world would be a better place if Japan and Korea, among others, got nuclear weapons. Makes sense, right? But after thinking it through, I've changed my position. I didn't change my mind, of course. I never do. I just went for an upgrade. I now believe that every man, woman, and child should have access to their own personal nuclear stockpile. That would be the ultimate violence deterrent. You insult me? Armageddon! Now, I can humbly tell you that I'm the most charitable person in the world. The most charitable person in the world. You'll find out if you ever get a chance to see my taxes. But some of my more notable charities are Melania's wardrobe, Ivanka's cosmetic dentist, and Donald's lifetime supply of Rogaine. Of course, my favorite charity, dear to my heart, is the Donald J. Trump Foundation for Indigent Billionaires. There are more of them than you think. Their stories would make me cry if I only had tear ducts. Adlai will be collecting after the dinner. Now, Adlai, you know global warming is for the birds. Maybe not. Okay. Maybe it's not for the birds. Maybe it's not for wildlife. But the world is not getting any warmer. It's just that we're wearing more clothes. Just take off one layer, problem solved. How's that for policy specifics?
Finally, policy.
Now, Adlai had some involvement with the Asian Justice Center, right? You remember that, right? I love Asians. I give my Asian gardener half a day off for Christmas every other year. Chinese people love me. I do deals with them. One from column A, two from column B. Pretty soon you got a building. But I do have gripes about some Asian countries. Vietnam, for instance. They haven't paid us for all the Agent Orange we left them there. I I'm going to send them a bill as soon as we get Mexico to pay for the wall. Now, given this crowd, I want you to know I'm particularly beloved in the Philippines. They just elected my comrade in arms, Rodrigo Rodi Duterte. Or Ding Dong. Good guy, good guy, good guy.
Oh my gosh.
I call him Ding Dong. What I love about Rodi is that, compared to him, I look reasonable, thoughtful, and classy. Great role model. I just want to deport illegal aliens, and he wants to disembowel them. Now, you may not know that I asked Adlai to be my campaign manager. I wanted him to turn me into a saint that will appeal to undecided voters. Adlai said that while he could turn a sow's ear into a silk purse, that would truly be a miracle. So I asked what a miracle would cost. I could pay you, Adlai, with shares from Trump University. And why not make me a saint? After all, I've modeled my life after Mother Teresa. With a little twist. I steal from the poor and give to myself. So Adlai, think about it. I do still have a spot for you. But you have to work on the campaign slogans you sent me. The first one Adlai sent me was, kick Hillary in the Trump. A little too subtle, Adlai. I like the second one you sent me better. Take a dump and vote for Trump. But speaking of number two, I'm number one, and I'm out of here.
Love Trump, hate vote Hillary.
Sweet.